So we have 3 more mamas that are waiting to deliver. And I was just looking at Pillow. Oh, Sammy. Sam, you and your attention. You're such an attention getter. I know. Thanks. Oh, I love you too. We gotta hug her. I was looking at Pillow. Sam! Thank you. Stay there. I was just wanting to show Pillow. She's bagging up really nicely. And Augie is too. So these 2 ladies, 1, 2, 3. Oh, you are in trouble. I'm gonna get you. I know, it's so wonderful, isn't it? Me. Having a big monster like this jump on me is definitely not the greatest, but he's super cute. So we have 2 mamas that have both given birth. Mamas are both doing good. We were quite concerned originally from the first one who delivered, Carmi. So she's young, first time. She didn't seem like she was being a good mom. We put her in a really small pen with the babies just to make sure that she couldn't actually get away from them, and that we worked on latching them on. And they, every time, after about a day, every time we would go in there, we could see that they were being, their tummies were full, so that was good. So we still have them in that really small pen. As you can hear, they're calling back and forth. They don't really like being separated, but it's really important, especially for a new mama, that she actually puts all her attention onto the babies. So Carmi had 2 boys. We have 2 bucklings from her, and then we had Dista. She delivered that same day. She delivered in the evening, and she had a buckling and a doeling, and we actually had the buckling died yesterday, so we don't have him anymore. But the little one is doing great. The female is super small, but she's doing really good. I just checked in on them. They are curling up, as you can see right here. She's all curled up, warm. It's a beautiful day. I actually don't think I need a toque. I wore it more to keep my hair back because Sheldon and I are doing a nasty job today, and we're cleaning up the brooding pen and some of the chicken manure, and we are getting ready to put those little chicks into the chicken coop now because it's warm enough. We can put them back into the barn. So yeah, I guess you're just going to follow along with us. We are going to be home for the entire week, and we planned it very specifically for that. It's going to be a week of cooking maple syrup, and we planned it all out, and it just so happened, it lucked out that we are cooking maple syrup at the same time that all the goats are kidding. But this year, it's just worked out that it's all happening at the same time. But Sheldon and I always take a week off in spring to cook all the maple syrup, and we just rest, we read, we do some work with the animals, and the way that we rented the buck and everything, we knew that the babies would be coming now at the beginning of April. Today is April 1st, so we did have 2 moms go into labor and have kids a couple days early, but we still have the 3 behind us. The 3 behind us that are going to be kidding now this week. So when I was talking about having a small pen, this is where Carmi is at. She's in this small pen. The pen expands out. It looks extra small on video, but the pen expands out to probably about 3 feet at the end, and then it just narrows in. We just tied it in right to the corner. But as you can see, the babies are snuggled in there really well. Having this angled like this was actually really good for nursing, to get her to start nursing, because we could just push her into this corner and we could get the babies latched on. And then here's Dista, and she has a very big pen right now, which kind of doesn't make much sense, but she is an amazing mom. as you can see right there. Such a good mom. And she lost the buckling yesterday. So now she's left with this tiny little one, but completely different mannerisms. These are sisters, 100% sisters, completely different mannerisms between the two of them. Dista is a very nurturing type. And as you can tell, for Carmi, not so much, but she's feeding her babies. So we're just going to keep them together. I think we're going to change up the penning just a little bit now that Carmi has actually gotten used to her babies. She's feeding her babies. Her babies know who she is. That we're now going to switch this up a little bit, give them all just a little bit more space. But we will keep them separated from the rest of the herd for a little bit longer, just so that they can still continue on with this bond. As you can hear, we are constantly having calling in between these goats right now. So the one that's calling would be mom. She's calling her two babies, which would be Carmi and Dista. And oh, the little one got up. Look at this little lady. Sheldon is taking the manure from the chicken pen and he's just putting it right into the garden so that we can mix that in with the soil in spring. Chicks are coming out of the gym. I'm actually quite surprised that it took that the chicks could actually stay in the house for 2 weeks and they didn't make a smell. But it was starting now and timing couldn't be better.
All right, so that's done. Now we're gonna get onto the goat pens.
Looks like she has blue eyes. You have blue eyes?
Yep.
We're building gates for our pens. These pens are going to be splitting up our pens that we have in the goat barn. We've had major issues trying to separate the two. Look at those cuties over there. So as I explained last time, we've had to do this because this mom isn't actually very good with her babies right now. This cord is seeming a little bit low. There. Now they can't reach it. So what we want to do is we're going to have to make more pens because we're expecting more babies. So you see this piece right here, we're going to build a gate that comes across here, and then we're going to build a gate that comes right down the center. So we'll have 2 spots, and we're going to do the same here as well. So you can already see that we have a board right there. So that's the center. It's going to come out, and again it's going to meet up with this board right here and go across. So then we'll have 1, 2, and we'll have 3, 4. Those will be the pens that we'll have for the moms with the babies. We do actually have 1 more mom that we will need space for eventually, but we don't know when these 3 goats are going to actually kid. So we don't know if we're going to need all 4 of them at one time, or if we will only need 3 of them, or if we'll need all 5 of them because the moms are kidding all very quickly all at the same time. So we're going to be building this because we expect that the next 3 are going to be kidding any day now. These 2 have already kidded, and So it's just a simple project. We found lumber in the attic of the garage. This is old lumber. We're guessing it's from the barn that we used to have on the property. So like this stuff has been sitting up in the attic the whole entire time we've lived here. It's cedar. It's we've been here for over 20 years. It could have been sitting up in that attic for 50 years. We don't know. So we're using that to build these gates. We are planning to put hinges on them so that we'll actually just be able to fold them all back against the walls once we're not using them, and then we can just fold them all out when it's time, when the kids are coming. So now we're just gonna get this job done. So Sheldon and I had completely different ideas of building these gates. I thought that we were just building an exterior frame and wrapping it in chicken wire, and Sheldon thought we were making it like wood paneling, and we are going to put boards across there. So different ideas. Now we're gonna come see if we actually have this stuff. If we don't, yeah, so this is the stuff that I had in mind that we were going to use.
What about the chickens? Okay.
Oh, is that all frozen in?
A little bit.
Not anymore. Early spring. We're dealing with water, ice, and a lot of things frozen into the ground. But we just want to get these projects out of the way. It's getting really wet on the yard. I have a problem. When my feet get really cold, my feet cramp up. Whoops. And so I'm wearing winter boots, but there's so much water on the yard that now my feet are getting wet. Sheldon and I really pride ourselves over reusing and recycling if we can. So as I had explained earlier, the wood that we're using, it's cedar that we found in the attic of our garage. Another thing you saw us, going through our junk pile, there was wire there that we could use as well. But if you look at our goat barn, that is a recycled building that we had in the back 40. If you look at our greenhouse, that is also a building that was used in the back and just rotting away. Even our chicken coop comes from the original home on this property that had collapsed, and we built it back up. It's common for anyone going into homesteading to work a full-time job outside of the home and then come back and take care of their land and their animals. That's exactly what Sheldon and I are doing, and our retirement plan is to officially be at home and just taking care of what we have here. Yeah, that's good.
Let's put a straw in there and put them in there. Hey?
Yep. Wide load. Oh, baby. Come, baby. Come, baby. Good girl. Oh, no, come. She came following right away. There you go. Good job. Oh. Little babies, our little boys. Here's one.
Oh, Holstein.
He's a little wet. Okay. That was simple enough. Now let's do it a second time. For you, the person watching this video right now, I don't know exactly where you're at, but if you're sitting here and thinking, man, where do I start? This is what I want to do. Well, I want you to understand that items don't need to be that fancy. They just need to be functional. And as always, before I let you go, I want you to remember you might have some limitations, but that does not mean you're limited.